Let's talk about Elon Musk and the Twitter deal that he says he wants out of it. $44 billion. That was the deal for Elon Musk to take over Twitter. He now says he wants out of the deal. Twitter not happy about that. They're threatening to sue Musk to force the deal through. I got Sandra Spurgeon standing by. First, have a listen to this report from CNBC on the Twitter deal in jeopardy. Have a listen.
An extraordinary U-turn from the billionaire Elon Musk. He's pulling out of the $44 billion takeover of Twitter. That, according to his lawyer, the reason the company has failed to provide the exact number of fake accounts on the social media platform. Twitter estimated in a filing in May that fewer than 5% of its monetizable daily active users were bots or spam accounts in the first quarter of the year. But in a letter Musk's lawyer sent today to the company's chief legal officer, he wrote in part, quote, Twitter has failed or refused to provide this information. Sometimes Twitter has ignored Mr. Musk's requests. Sometimes it has rejected them for reasons that appear to be unjustified. And sometimes it has claimed to comply while giving Mr. Musk incomplete or unusable information. The announcement rattling Twitter stock. It dropped about 5% in after-hours trading. In a statement, the head of Twitter's board tweeted in part, quote, the Twitter board is committed to closing the transaction on the price and terms agreed upon with Mr. Musk and plans to pursue legal action to enforce the merger agreement.
Oh, boy, what a major court case that's shaping up to be if it goes through. Taking a look at Twitter shares on the New York Stock Exchange right now, down more than 9% on the day. Shares in Tesla, Elon Musk's company, were also down earlier today. Let's talk to Sandra Spurgeon now. She's a practicing U.S. trial lawyer, more than 120 successful federal and state cases. She's a best-selling writer and victims advocate. I'm pleased to welcome her back. Sandra, thanks for coming on today.
Oh, hi. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for doing this. What's your read of the situation? Do you think the deal is off now?
Well, I think that no, I don't. I think that it's getting filed in Delaware, which, more than 65% of Fortune 500 companies are incorporated. So there's the court. They have a specific business court in the state of Delaware. And there's a couple of things going on. I mean, what is going to happen ultimately, they're going to try to negotiate it out. And I would think that what they may try, he may be angling to negotiate the price per share down, given the fallout of the tech market.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, maybe is Elon Musk maybe just trying to get a cheaper price to buy Twitter, and this is just like a bluff.
Well, right, and that happens all the time in litigation. I've been in litigation. Just because you get a judgment doesn't mean that somebody's going to write you a check. Typically, they initiate an appeal, and in between, and it's just leveraging. Anytime there's more than $1 million involved, there's a lot of play. And, in this instance, we have $44 billion at play. So, and it's interesting because when he decided that he was going to purchase Twitter, the shares of Twitter, he waived his right to due diligence, meaning he waived the right to look at the books. He waived the right to do his timely investigation that any savvy business owner would do. So what a interesting thing that now he's trying to say that Twitter defrauded the SEC by the number of bots that it has listed in its filing and Twitter's filing with the SEC. But Elon Musk didn't ask for any information before he made the offer.
Yeah, I just got a minute left here, Sandra. Would you say that Twitter, can they force the deal through? Like, can they go to court and actually force Musk to pay up the $44 billion and make the deal go through? Is that possible?
Well, this is clearly the largest case in U.S. history, right? I mean, I think the money is at stake. But what is interesting is that there's a $1 billion penalty that if either side backs out of the deal, they owe the other $1 billion. So the question really is, does he owe Twitter $1 billion or not?
And what's your take on that?
It really depends. I mean, him waiving his right of due diligence, looking at the information that he thought, looking at the books, looking at, he for a long time, he has talked about how Twitter has unduly influenced political, elections. And that Russia was trying to influence the last election through using these bots. So, he's asked for the information. Twitter didn't provide any information because he waived his right to get it before before they closed the deal. And so I don't know. I mean, I think that I think that there'll be some happy medium come out of it. I think it'll be prolonged. I think it'll be protracted. And whether he can drive the price per share down to an acceptable range, maybe he's doing it for political purposes.
All right. We're following it closely, to say the least. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Mike.